But good dude, had his dad on the bag this week, touching for them, right? Nothing
Definitely.
like it where, in those moments, and I think he referenced like, he's not gonna be able to do this forever. So good, maybe a little good karma, not like dad was doing too many calculations. Bob was doing a lot of the math. Dad was just really out
Yeah.
there caring and motivating him.
I think that's probably what had him locked in, is he knew he had
Yeah.
to know his own numbers. You couldn't just sit here and rely on dear old dad. Dad's not gonna be here like, yo, like you hit your seven last week, 192. I need you to hit your 7-iron 189 today on this hole. He's not gonna give him that. He gonna be there to hold the bag and be like, yeah, you got it, bud. Woo!
Right.
Yeah, keep going.
Commit to that line and basic stuff. So
All right.
he's got my favorite kind of bag. And we're gonna go through his what's in the bag. He's not, even though I thought at one point in time he was a tailor-made staffer, he is not. He's
Right.
a club free agent, kind of do what he wants to do. Has had a lot of variation in his bag over the years. So let's go through this one. Big old, just a regular dude from Scotland.
Just a hard
You
worker,
know,
man. It's just
not super,
literally out the mud.
yeah, not super athletic. Doesn't look like some, fantastic athlete. Just a scrappy golfer. Gets the job
Hmm.
done. Ryder Cup player. He
Yep.
gets it done. This is the kind of
Look at
bag with the covers off.
these backwards ass clubs,
I know.
man.
Anytime I see a lefty club, which will
God,
be
bro.
interesting. So there's a little tidbit in here about how the settings on the driver changed as a lefty. So he's rocking the Titleist TSR2 at 9 degrees. He is a graphite design guy. So playing the Tour AD D17X
Yep.
stiff shaft or X stiff shaft at the D4 setting. So we reviewed this last week with Davis Riley. Pulled up the guide. So I attached it this week, so we didn't have to go shuffling for it. And so everything is kind of the reverse with the left hand settings. So he's got it in D4. I think last week when we were looking at Davis Riley, he had his in A1. And so the chart is
Yeah.
completely flipped around. Right here where the C3 is kind of where A1 was on the right hand
For right
driver.
handed.
So
Yeah.
yeah, interesting charting. Like I said last week, these sure fit hosel adjustments almost require an additional certification or an advanced degree to kind of adjust. There's so many changes that you can make within just the neck, and that doesn't include
Hmm.
the weighting on the back and the different slide adjustments that you can make on the Titleist driver. So interesting. Pull this up. Maybe only 25% of golfers are athletes. Hot take. Ah,
Mm, maybe like 40%, closer to 50%
I,
now. But like this
I think
younger
it's
generation, they be in the
it's
gym.
growing. It's growing.
Dude, they be like, they rounds be like 8 hours now. They get to the facilities early. They do their stretching. They do the workout. Like, dude, they hit the weights, little resistance bands and stuff to get going. An hour of range, then the 5 hour round, then a cool down workout. Like these dudes be locked in now. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it's way different than it used to
I
be.
I think the you're not gonna see guys like Bob McIntyre winning as often
Right.
as maybe you did in the past. Just these nondescript dudes that you couldn't tell them the difference in a grocery store, right? If Bobby,
Bro,
dudes
look,
are getting jacked. I got to pull up the mom real quick. Um, these guys can't pull fat guys come in and throw all the hard work. Yeah, the days of those guys of the John Daly's far few and in between. We were
we're
talking
not
about
gonna
that
see
with
quoting
Jake.
the notes out there no more.
No, nope. Who's the other guy whose dad played on tour? I'm forgetting his Stadler.
Craig Stagler. Yeah, Craig Stagler. Him
Yeah,
and his
those
son
days,
both are bad built.
both of them big bodies. Those days are gone. Like Jake Naps,
God bless.
those are the guys that clearly. And
Yeah.
then Rory was always a talented golfer, but when he got his body together, took off. Back to old Bob, Cobra Aerojet
Bobby,
LS 14. Go ahead.
Bobby, we don't like cold notes over here.
Yeah, we'll have a whole segment one day. He's gonna do something that's gonna have us pull a whole Colt Nose segment.
He
Uh,
already did something today, bro. He got national Canadian man Mike Weir in the booth with him and Amanda Balionis, and he talking about Mike Weir's shoe size. Oh well, it's not
what?
many. It's not too many. The shoes aren't too big to fill, bro. You on national TV talking about this man got little feet, buddy? Not the time.
Just
Not
that's
the
just
time.
weird with the just inside baseball references that he does on air. It's like, dude,
True.
we're not in the room with you, guy. We don't know what's happening with these side jokes that y'all got going on. It's
And
ugh.
he say Luca last name wrong every time he say it. It pisses me off.
Put some respect on Luca's name, bro.
Please say it right. It's Doncic. God, Jesus.
Okay, we're getting sidetracked with the cold nosed hate.
I
Um,
told you straight. Yeah, Bobby strays all the time.
Cobra Aerojet LS, low spin, 14.5 degrees. Again, continuing the graphite design. You know that shaft. I know you're
Love it.
familiar with it. You've played it before. You know the orange and the white stripes. You can see that shaft from a mile away. Very
Mm-hmm.
recognizable. Again with these backwards clubs. Stealth 2 hybrid at 19 degrees. Interesting. I mean, I like it. It's workable.
Yeah.
Um, Still rocking the graphite design Tour ADD1 105 X flex shaft. There's too many X's in there. Um, Title is 620 CBs. The interesting club. You know, a little bit of help.
Yep.
Not necessarily a player's iron. Squatty head though. But again, you see the weighting on there. True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour issue, the X100, a little bit lighter on the True Temper side. So got to get all the speed he can get. Um,
Yep.
just trying to pull every little yard he can out of the equipment. So pretty straightforward there, and he's rocking that forward through pitch and wedge. I didn't put it on here, but the full set
Mm.
using their pitch and wedge as well. Then you get into his wedges, playing the Titleist Vokey SM9s. Again, another guy that hasn't really transitioned to the SM10s, but again, mixed bag. Rocking the 50 at 8 degrees of bounce, 56. And then we moved to 60. I didn't have time to go research this True Temper Dynamic Golf Onyx shaft. Do you know anything about that one?
Newer shaft. Do not know much about it.
Okay.
Do not know much about it.
Maybe in the post edit I will add in some information here. So insert more info here, Rod.
Hmm.
Um
50
so
degrees,
Bobby,
8 degrees of bounce. Hmm.
dang, Zero
He must
Tech and the
use his
CBs, they
50.
look good, but I've never been able to smack them.
I like the
Yeah, I'm gonna do
CBs.
some.
I feel,
I'm gonna have to do
I
some
like those
research on that
little.
Onyx
They're
shaft.
just good.
I wonder what the weighting is on that. Usually we get some kind of weighting information on that, but not today.
Yeah.
I'll have to add on to the clip from that. So yeah, I'm seeing this a lot as we've gone through bags throughout the year that people will have the SM9s, SM8s, 10s, whatever, in kind of this range. But when we get down to the 60 or 58, they're doing the wedge works. I don't know what's up with that and why they
Low
kind of
bounce.
migrate away from. It's a low. Okay, that's what it is.
Yep. 4 degrees
Okay.
of bounce, either the A grind or the T grind. Both of them have like a more rounded sole to where like it's just literally like you can open it up and play it however you want to play it. It's like a no holds bar essentially. It's like field 62. You really can just
Okay.
do whatever you want to do with it. Um, but yeah, interesting that he has more bounce on his 56 than he does on his 50. Like it's almost like he wants his 50 to dig and play it more like a traditional pitching wedge or like an iron. but his
Yeah.
56, it's high enough lofted to where I guess that's like his sand club, and then like around the greens. I feel like he doesn't. I feel like when you have a wedge setup like this, I feel like you're using your 56 more than anything. It's just the
Yeah.
most versatile club in your bag to where you can play straight edge, you can play it opened, and you can use the balance if it's like in deep rough, a nice controlled flight. But he is dialed. It's just
Yeah.
crazy to me.
Yeah. I love the fact that he's just a free agent, right? We get to see
That's true.
them truly dig into what fits them, right? You don't, there's no holds barred. You get to pick what you want to pick, what works for you. You're not, married to one manufacturer and what's in their lineup. I love this. I love the free agent
Yeah.
bags. Moving on to his putter. This one, I laugh because we've seen this putter now with Rory, with Scotty, all kind of in the TaylorMade Nike family. Everybody's
Hmm.
kind of picking up this TaylorMade, Spider Tour 3. It's become the hot putter. It's got a lot of tech for a putter, right? Like you said,
Yeah.
you can pick whatever weighting you want. Um, you feel a lot of confidence with the Spider in your hand that you can really strike it anywhere on that face. It's very forgiving. And it's hard to make a bad stroke, right?
I mean, I agree. I
He's,
mean, you was using that for a while. I mean, you used it for a while. I mean, remember it had that big run with
yeah,
Jason Day, DJ, all them guys. They were using it originally when it wasn't hollowed out in some of those areas, and it was pretty big and pretty clunky.
yeah,
But it had the three different face plates of degrees of reception. The maroon one was like in the middle, the gray one was the most firm, and then the black one was the most forgiving or the softest or something like that. I can't really remember how they matched up, but I remember that's how it used to work. I mean, they've
yeah.
long had a good run. So, I mean, they keep making a good product, and nothing wrong with going away from it.
That's right. And just as a quick nod, he's also played around with some Odyssey putters. He's had the two ball. He's got this kind of custom Odyssey 7T that he's played with. So he just goes with what works. He's had a couple of
Yeah.
different putters in the bag. So, um,
All of them are similar though, as far as the stroke that he wants to input though. Straight
right.
back, straight through, more of a square to square. So he at least knows how his alignment works and what works best for him in his putting stroke. So he is a
Bro,
dialed.
the bladed putter is becoming the dinosaur on the professional ranks. We're
You
seeing
just really
less
got
and
to be an
less.
artist.
Yeah, we're seeing less and less bladed putters. We're not even seeing half mallets. We're seeing like full big body putters these days. I can't even say the last what's in the bag that we had that somebody was still rocking the blade. It's been a while. Titleist Pro V1X, no surprise. I mean, it's pretty
Yep.
standard. So before we hopped on, I don't know what I was listening to, but it was probably a commercial in between um, the coverage and Chrome Tour, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago with Xander. That ball has come a long way, and they were touting that the Chrome Tour is now longer than the Pro V1X. It had me kind of like, let me go buy a sleeve and see what they're talking about. It's got me tempted to go retest them out, but
Yeah.
rocking the Pro V1X is a tried and true. We talked about it last week with Davis Riley, how damn good the X has become, and that it's almost to me better than the standard Pro V1 at this point. I actually prefer it between those two, but no surprises here. And a new addition talked about. I referenced it earlier. Um, Bob rocks the Nike Victory Zoom 3. I have never owned a pair of these. Every year, they've
Never.
clearly been releasing this one for a while. I feel like with Rory playing these and relying on these for many years, um, Bob also has routinely worn these for the last few years. I feel like this is the year I always thought it was too narrow. It looks narrow. I'm sure that's a misconception in my part. I feel like I'm gonna buy and review a pair of these this year. Have you ever tried these on? Anything? Any experience with the Zoom 3?
No, I
Okay.
way too narrow for my foot.
I know
Um,
it looks narrow. I can't get around that part. I'm probably going to test them out in store first, which usually I
yeah,
buy a lot of stuff without sight unseen. But this is one that before I do it, I would want to make sure it's not super narrow.
facts. There was one. There is a Nike shoe that maybe it was the Nike Infinity Tour or something like that that came out this year. I like the body style on it. I don't know. I'll send you a link or something like that when I remember. But yeah, I don't know. Not, Rory puts these on, and they look like platform boots, and I'm like, bro, no way he's like 6'2" now because of these shoes. Can't.
Okay.
No.
So that is regular average looking Bob McIntyre's What's in the Bag, y'all. Okay. So this comment right here. So speaking of shoes, Team Wide Feet, Air Pegasus 89 are my new fave. So I've been dying to try these, and they're coming out with some nice colorways for the
Yeah.
Pegasus, man. They dropped that US Open colorway. It looks like a little bit of I don't know, it's like it's a light gray leopard, and then it's got some like blue hints to it. I'm
hmm
probably gonna have to get a pair of those. That nice call out, Bobby. I've been hesitant
Yeah.
to pull the trigger. I haven't seen anybody playing with them.
Decent price point too. Oh,
Oh, for
uh,
sure.
Nike Air Zoom Infinity Tour. That's the shoe. That's the
Okay,
shoe.
you talking about the
The hit.
not the you talking about the Brooks Koepka ones? Those
Yes.
with the air bubble near the front.
Yes. Yes. That's an
Okay,
air bubble.
yeah. And the original design of those, I tore that one up because that thing traps dirt because there's like a little plate underneath. I don't know about the new ones, but there was like a plate on the original right before it gets to the air bubble. It would just trap every piece of dirt and gunk in there. I was like, this is a horrible design flaw. Every time you play, it just looked gross. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I have too many shoes, but I'm like, dude, I need to do some new reviews, and there's some decent stuff coming out. I know FootJoy's got stuff on clearance, so they're about to drop some new lineups, and you get a lot of stuff out of this channel, y'all. A little business knowledge, a little technical golf knowledge, a little BS in here and there. You're in a well-rounded environment. So uh
Absolutely.
hit that subscribe button, hit that membership button. We got you covered on all things golf.